Two strangers walked out of the dark Alabama woods. Little did I know at that time, later in the middle of the night, my brother would be dragging me through the dark into the forest. A few years back, my older brother took me backpacking through the Alabama wilderness. Just the two of us, deep in the woods, miles from anyone. I was just 12 at the time. It was our third night out there. We'd settled into camp, fire dying down, when two men walked out of the tree line. They asked if we'd seen any wild hogs. Hogs were common out there, so we told them, sure. Saw a few. They were headed off the opposite way the last we looked. The men hung around longer than they needed to. Didn't say much, just lingered. Watching the camp, watching us. My brother didn't think twice about it. Just hunters, he figured. I didn't say anything, but something about them gave me the creeps. I couldn't explain it. I just knew I didn't like the way they looked at our tent before they left. We went to sleep that night like normal. And then, near midnight, shouting. Dogs barking. Close, maybe 100 yards out, just past the tree line. My brother sat up, listened for a second, and said it was probably those same guys. Hunters use dogs to corner hogs at night sometimes. Strange hour for it, but rational, I suppose. An explanation that made sense to a tired person. I went back to sleep. I wish I didn't, though. 3 hours later, around 2 a.m., I woke up to my brother's hand clamped on my shoulder, shaking me, his voice low and urgent. Wake up, shoes on, now, quiet as you can. I have never moved so fast in my life. We climbed a ridge overlooking their camp and dropped into the bushes to watch. What I saw made my stomach drop. They weren't where they'd been 3 hours ago. They'd been moving, closing in. By the time we reached that hill, they were maybe 30 yards from our tent. 5 men, 3 or 4 dogs straining against their leads, snapping, going absolutely feral. And 2 of those men were carrying rifles. The dogs had caught our scent. They knew exactly where we'd been sleeping minutes earlier. We lay there in the dark, frozen, watching 5 strangers with guns stand over the spot where we had just been sleeping. Then, without warning, they started shouting, screaming almost, and they opened fire into the woods. Random, wild, bullets tearing through the trees in every direction. My brother grabbed me and threw his entire body over mine, pinning us both flat behind the ridge. The hill was the only thing that saved us. If we'd still been down in that tent, I don't let myself finish that thought, not even now. I fired 5, maybe 6 more rounds. Then, just as suddenly, they turned and started walking back the way they'd come. They'd gotten about 100 yards out when I heard it. Sirens, lights, red and blue, cutting through the black trees like something out of a dream. Turns out, while I'd been asleep after that first round of dog barking, my brother hadn't been resting at all. He'd quietly pulled out a satellite phone my parents packed for emergencies and called the Forest Service. Game wardens and forest officers were already inbound before those men ever got within 30 yards of our tent. To this day, I don't know who those men were. I don't know why they came back at 2 a.m. instead of hunting hogs in daylight like normal people. I don't know why they opened fire into empty woods like they were trying to flush something out, or someone. All I know is this. If my brother hadn't woken me up when he did, if he hadn't trusted that creeping feeling in his gut enough to make that call hours before anything happened, I wouldn't be here telling you this story. So if you're ever out in the woods and someone you don't know asks a few too many questions and lingers a little too long around your camp, trust that feeling. It might be the only warning you get. Have you had any close calls while camping? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the story, hit like and subscribe for new scary stories I post weekly. If you want another one right now, click the link in the description. Thanks for watching.